The undersea kingdom of Atlantis would not seem so idyllic if its inhabitants knew of the mysterious ship hovering many fathoms above.
Gentlemen, despite your singularly dedicated bunglings, I, Captain Townsend, have finally attained my goal, the legendary city of Atlantis.
He presents himself as a super genius who doesn't read the newspaper because Prince Namor from the legendary city has had several well-known interactions with the surface. All our captain had to do was ask somebody or go to a public library. Does the phrase reinvent the wheel mean anything to you, Captain?
All my data complex indicates that beneath those glittering streets lies yet another treasure, gold condinium.
Gold con what?
For your edification, my young dolt, gold condinium is a metallic fluid possessing 10,000 times the penetrating power of a laser beam.
Your data is wrong, Captain. Gold condinium can only be found in Londinium. Batman could have told you that and saved you a lot of work.
But what makes you think those blue-skinned Atlanteans will lay down and play dead?
To ensure their cooperation, I have concocted this liquid, harmless to humans, but not to creatures of the sea. It will subdue them until we get what we want.
That includes fish, mammals, and Atlanteans. Elsewhere, Namor is sparring with some kind of giant whale thing to test his strength and agility.
What is this? The killer reacts strangely. It slows perceptibly. A turtle could avoid its rush. The once live tiger of the sea is now a tadpole. The waters. Something alien and deadly permeates them. I have a foreboding that Atlantis and all my realm is in dire peril.
This stuff can sideline that monster. You think?
When did you first note this change, Lord Vashti?
But a short time ago, sire, a strange torpor seemed to affect the people, a slowing down.
As with the killer whale.
What can it mean, my prince?
I know not, Lady Dorma, but I shall summon all the scientific minds in my kingdom. Surely they will find the answer.
Oh, they can find the answer. They just can't find the cure. Namor should have been more precise about what he asked them for.
We have done all we can. There is but one hope left. Dr. Debrek.
True. But when he went into self-exile years ago, I gave my royal promise that none would interrupt his work. And a prince of the blood does not go back on his word.
But if the life of Atlantis is at stake...
You're right. Only I can speak to him.
Okay, that was easy. They give him a fish in a jar to take with him so Dr. Debrek can analyze it.
His decision made, the mighty Submariner bids goodbye to Lady Dorma.
My prince, a premonition fills my heart that grave danger awaits you.
It matters not, my lady. I can delay no longer. Every moment permits the insidious fluid to gain further foothold.
He's right. 35 more people dropped while they stood there talking about it.
No one has the courage of my prince.
They that wait must also have courage. Farewell, my love. The fate of Atlantis now rests with Dr. Debrek.
I love you. I love you. I love you. I love you. I love you.
While the whole city falls asleep and Captain Townsend prepares to make his move, Namor is talking to himself as usual.
There is but one shortcut to the laboratory of Dr. Debrek. Through the dread catacombs wherein dwell the deadly radar bats. Although it is almost the hour for their awakening, I must chance it.
On the surface, most all bats use radar, if you want to call it that. More precisely, it's called echolocation. If that's what these underwater radar bats do, what's the problem?
Some underwater disturbance has awakened them.
Okay, Namor, let me explain the difference between radar and laser. They're both acronyms, but they mean somewhat different things. He'll lose some time figuring out how to get past them, and meanwhile, back in Atlantis...
Gentlemen, victory is ours.
Man, I dig these diggings.
Atlanteans live pretty high for these depths, eh, Captain?
Kindly remember, we are here for one purpose only, gold condinium. Now let us speed the preparations for the bombing sites.
Yes, getting access to his gold condominium requires blowing up the entire city. The henchmen want to loot the treasure too, but Captain Townsend keeps telling them no. Even so, I'm not sure how long he can hold him back. Namor had better get the cure from Dr. Debrick, quick.
Dr. Debrick,
Prince Namor, you gave your word.
I must violate my solemn promise that Atlantis may survive.
I know only the gravest situation would bring you to me. What is it, my son?
Your son? I thought his dad was... No, never mind.
With an important hostage in the event of trouble.
Let's take her to the Cap.
Dharma, Lady Dharma, fiends are these?
The captain isn't all that interested in a hostage, but as long as they have her, why not? Dr. Debrick says it'll take some time to find an antidote to this stuff, but while he's working, Namor should find the source of it and shut it off. On Townsend's ship, 2 guys are keeping watch.
Our share of the loot will be...
Hey, what's that?
Stand fast. What business have you here? Speak the truth, or you shall know a watery grave.
Okay. We're guarding Captain Townsend's ship, that's all.
Where is this Townsend?
Below, in Atlantis, to get the gold condinium.
That gold pandemonium belongs to Atlantis and nobody else, you fiends. Namor will put a stop to this.
Ah, gentlemen, I see you still nurture your collector's instincts.
No, she's a hostage for our protection.
Dorma, my lady, my love.
Who, may I ask, are you?
I am Prince Namor, the First of Atlantis, and I command you to release the Lady Dorma and leave my realm.
Wait, the captain doesn't know who Namor is, but his flunkies know who Dorma is? I guess now we know who does read the newspaper.
We propose to do so, after we have the gold condinium.
You dare to defy me?
I hate to spoil your heroics, but you seem to have forgotten the girl.
You must not harm her.
She will die in any case, and so shall you.
We also know who didn't take Ra's al Ghul's advice.
Always mind your surroundings.
When he wakes up, he's looking at this.
The mighty Submariner faces his executioners. Is this to be the fate of so gallant a prince?
If they're using surface rifles, he should be laughing. The average bullet only goes about 3 to 4 feet in water, so they could be there all day.
He's ripping up the post.
But Namor doesn't have all day, so off he goes. Captain Townsend says, no matter, get ready to blow the place up.
Lieutenant, give the order to blast.
Captain, look! He's breaking the wires.
Quickly push the detonator. We'll get 2 birds with 1 blast.
He's broken the connections.
That should keep them busy while Namor plans his counterattack. The first task, get Dorma to safety.
Thank Neptune she is still here.
Who goes there? I'd have sworn I heard a noise. Couldn't have been her. She can't talk.
She can't talk, and you need to stop talking. He sneaks her out of the city and puts her in the Temple of Neptune, where he knows she'll be safe. Now he's free to bust some heads.
Denizens of the deep, I order you to attack the invaders of our realm.
Hey, what's going on?
I'm getting out of here.
It's necessary to rid this army of its general.
Yikes! Get away from me!
Or he's free to have them bust some heads.
Perhaps I have underestimated my adversary.
I told you if you'd read a paper now and then, you might not make that mistake.
We've had enough, Namor. Call off your befriend friends.
I shall accept only unconditional surrender.
One surrenders as graciously as one can under the circumstances. My one consolation is that your kingdom is asleep.
Gee, that's not petty. And besides, he's wrong.
I have the formula, my prince.
Formula?
The antidote for the drug. Explode it quickly.
Observe, it will work instantly.
Namor will turn these guys over to the surface authorities and all is well. Captain Townsend will have to do without his gold chlamydium. It'll take Namor a full-length epilogue to say that stuff. Look, comics have dialogue. It's a law of physics. Since the page is a static medium, we have to use a certain number of words to help move the story along. In the Submariner stories, the words bring the story to a screeching halt while we listen to somebody make a flowery speech about how great Namor is and how he's gonna win. Other characters like Spider-Man did a lot of talking, but with Spider-Man it was part of his persona. Unflustered, wisecracking, almost mocking. Namor, Dorma, and Vashti talk to hear their heads rattle. Especially in this situation where we've taken the static medium and animated it, all the talk isn't just unnecessary, it gets in the way. It destroys the pacing and makes us feel like we have to start over. They like to finish their speeches with Imperious Rex, which means the kingdom is the king's. Duh. I'd rather somebody say Tache Rex. It means, hey king, shut up.
Stronger than a whale, he can swim anywhere.
He can breathe underwater and go flying through the air.
The noble submariner, prince of the deep, will be hurting any demon.
Lord Namor of Atlantis is the prince of the deep.